I confess, it is all my fault that Jordan Davis is overweight and getting fined. I introduced him to the Nectar of the Gods eggnog. I introduced him to Sicilian pizza. I introduced him to the Michael Anthony Wears the Fitness routine. And we went on a giant binge. And now, a few days before the Eagles play the Buccaneers, we got all this kind of stuff coming out. And it just seems like, are we getting ready for a football game or are we getting ready for a funeral? Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Dingbat here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. You know, I got to keep it 100% real, which is, I do. I'm going to be rooting for this team to win. I am hoping this team win. Hell, I have to expect that they'll win. But it don't feel right. This whole week does not feel like we're getting ready to go into a playoff game. The vibes, the juice, the energy, it's all off, man. It's all off. And maybe, just maybe, the best thing that can happen to the Eagles is that they're on the road and not at home. But it just seems totally off. I mean, we're talking about like end of the season type stories and things coming out. We're getting stuff on Jordan Davis today. We're going to talk about that in a second. Jalen Hurts with his finger, the amount of injuries that we have. Talking about offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. And Brian Johnson getting job interviews. And we're talking, now some people are talking about Bill Belichick going to Eagles. Like that would ever happen. The whole thing is completely off, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if it can be fixed unless the Eagles go into Tampa and win. Now, before we get started on this video, I just have a few announcements to make. One, Philly Shakedown will take place tomorrow, Friday at 9 Eastern. I will be streaming that the Chiefs Miami game Saturday night. I'll also be streaming the Dallas game, the Detroit game, the Eagles game, and then I might do the Buffalo-Pittsburgh game early Sunday. I'm not sure yet with that one. I can't do the Cleveland game Saturday afternoon because I got family stuff going on. So we're going to be streaming a lot. We're going to be doing everything that we can to get this team to have a win. But man, it just feels something don't feel right, you know? And it shouldn't after the way the Eagles collapse. But the Eagles are fighting an uphill battle, and they're fighting gravity. I mean, they really are, because it just seems like all the stars, everything is aligned for this team to completely quit in the first quarter of this game and lose. Check this injury report that came out today, right? You have safety Reed Blankenship. He's out with the groin, did not practice. A.J. Brown, knee, he did not practice. So I don't even know if A.J. Brown, what his status is going to be this week going into this game. Sidney Brown, we know he's out. Britton Covey, now he has a groin. He has probably been our brightest spot the last 5 weeks. He's limited to practice. Hurts with his right finger, he's limited to practice. Darius Slay, knee, full practice. Devontae Smith, ankle, full practice. And DeAndre Swift, full practice. The true bright spot for this team, for me this week, is Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith said he's playing and he'll be ready to go. I just love that kid. I mean, he the only reason he missed the Giants game last week was because the Eagles waved the white flag on the division. Let's face it. He could have played if it was a playoff game. But Devontae Smith, he just continues to defy all the things that people said about him, that he would never be able to last in this league. You know, and it's just, I got to be honest. I mean, we're going into this game, and it's like we're starting to see things leak out. We're starting to see some things that are going to be huge topics this offseason. The first one we just heard was about Jordan Davis. Now, I'm going to admit, the Jordan Davis thing's my fault. It's my fault, okay? You saw my man Jordan Davis against Buffalo. He was running. He goes and he gets Josh Allen. Amazing play. All of a sudden, he's laying down. He can't get up. And I reached out to him and I said, listen, you made a great play. You had a great game. Let me introduce you to two things I love: eggnog and Sicilian pizza. None of this Nick Sirianni, Medagon, Pizza Hut pizza, but real Sicilian pizza. And we went on a binge. And I said, here, look, here's a new fitness coach. His name is Michael Anthony. Where's the fitness? He'll get you in shape and keep you in shape. And me and Jordan Davis, we fed our fat faces, and he ballooned up, and he's out of shape now. And that's why everything has gone to hell. Seriously, it's all my fault. I take full responsibility. No, in all seriousness, this is a very upsetting topic about Jordan Davis. Howard Eskin came out and said that Jordan Davis is being fined every week for being out of shape and overweight. If that's the case, that's really bad. I said going into this season, the key on defense that nobody is talking about is Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis has to have a big year. He has to have a good year. And if he does that, this defense could be better than you think. And if you look early on, and I don't want to take anything away from Jordan Davis, because Jordan Davis, the first half of the season, was spectacular. I mean, you see how talented this kid is and how good he can be. But if he's out of shape, and that is why he can't stop the run no longer. We can't get any pressure any longer. And it's why him and Carter have kind of faded. That's really bad. He has to figure it out. He is getting paid millions of dollars. And listen, people say, well, you're talking about somebody out of shape. You're out of shape. Look at you. I'm 48 years old, and I don't play football. I ain't making millions of dollars. You want to pay me $1 million, 2 years I'll be in perfect shape. You know what I mean? Give me millions of dollars. I'll go ahead and do it. But the truth is, Jordan Davis, it's unacceptable. You're making millions of dollars. You're on a professional team. You have top nutritionists. You have top strength coaches. There's no reason that he should be overweight. It just shouldn't. And I go back to thinking about, what Hargrave said about how the Eagles have easy practices and things like that. These guys barely practice. You guys probably, especially if you were in the 80s, 90s, 70s, early 2000s, when we were in high school football, playing high school football, you did 2-a-days. You worked out, and you had a lot more hard practices than these guys on the Eagles have. And, maybe that kind of easy, laid-back type plan to practice and work out, maybe it doesn't do a guy like Jordan Davis well. He has to be on top of it. And this offseason, to me, this is a make or break for Jordan Davis. If Jordan Davis does not get in shape, does not figure it out, and does not solve it, he's gonna be a bust. He is. I'm not giving up on Jordan Davis yet. I still think he's a hell of a talent, and I've seen flashes of him, lots of flashes. I mean, I think the first half of the season he was fantastic. The way he ran down Josh Allen was unbelievable. But he's got to figure it out. If these reports are true, and I don't know if Howard Eskin is just saying this or if it's true. Howard Eskin, we all know who he is, and we all know about him. He tends to always favor the front office and whatever they do over the players. Now, I'm not saying it's not true about Jordan Davis, but, man, it's interesting that it came out now. I'm willing to bet that Howard Eskin knew, if this is true, he knew weeks before that this was an issue with Jordan Davis. But he's going to have to figure it out. And, those are the kind of things that are going to come out this all season. And then you're going to get stuff with the coaches. You're going to get things that were said. It's going to get ugly. It is. Having a playoff game is going to actually be a nice distraction from all the stuff that we're going to have to deal with. But, why would that come out now this week? It's just the vibes, everything's just all off. And I hope it's not true with Jordan Davis, in all seriousness. The kid is a tremendous talent. I've seen his size, do things this year early in the season, man, that were just incredible. You couldn't run on the Eagles. You couldn't run, but they faded, and you got to wonder, was he out of shape as the season progressed because they don't barely practice during the week or anything like that? And did it start to really hurt the Eagles? It's something worth asking. They're going to have to figure it out. Okay, so that's really upsetting to me. You get Jalen Hurts. He did a press conference today. He's talking about the fact that he probably shouldn't have went back in the game when he hurt his finger. Jalen Hurts on his finger. I told you guys it's a day-to-day thing. He says going back into the game probably wasn't the best idea, but things are progressing the right way, though. He had practice today. They were supposed to have a walkthrough. It turned into practice. I don't know if he threw a football. I don't think he barely threw at all, if at all. So we're going to see where Jalen Hurts is come Monday when he's going to have to make throws. Will A.J. Brown play? We know Devontae Smith is going to play, and that's good. It just feels off, you know. Brian Johnson, he's going to get another interview with another team, the Titans. Now want to interview him. So we're already talking about offensive and defensive coordinators who are going to be making changes. I saw that stuff out about Bill Belichick coming to Philly. I don't know who put that out there. I don't know. I think it was ESPN or something that he would be a good fit for Philly. There is no chance in hell, that Bill Belichick is coming to Philly. There is no chance. Howie Roseman would have to leave. That's the only way. Howie would not give up the power. If you're Bill Belichick and you go anywhere, you are going to demand full control of the roster, full control of who you draft, and that's just the way it is. There's no chance in hell. It shouldn't even be mentioned because it's not going to happen. What's most likely going to happen is, honestly, I think you'll get new offensive coordinator and new defensive coordinator. I think that's going to happen regardless. Whether Nick Sirianni makes it through this season, I think it really depends on how we play versus Tampa Bay. If we win, if we show up, if we play, if the players don't look like they quit. I can tell you literally for the last 4 or 5 weeks, the Eagles look like they quit on the team and the coaches as the game goes. There are specific markers in each game that are deflating points for the Eagles. So they're going to have to figure it out. But it's going to get crazy. All I can say, and I said this earlier in the week, now people are starting to say it too. If you want to win this game, the key to winning this game is DeAndre Swift. You run DeAndre Swift, you run DeAndre Swift, you run DeAndre Swift. Especially if you have a quarterback with a bum hand or bum finger trying to throw the ball. You have a hurt A.J. Brown. You have a Devontae Smith who still might be a little hurt. You got to use them. And that's the only way, and that's the key to the Eagles winning this game. I hope that they can find a way to win this game and change the energy, change the feel, and make a little run. But man, when you hear the stuff just pile up upon each other, it gets really, really hard to take. And you really wonder, what the hell is going on? How are we going to win this game? You know, it's crazy. It is. And despite all of that, I think they got to win. I think they should win. I think they should be held to the standard that they should be able to go in and beat Tampa. And they should put all the stuff, use it all for fuel, use it all to get yourself ready and motivated to go and make a run. Like I said yesterday, and I stand by this team is very capable of making a run if they play up to their talent. The question is, can they? With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it.
Anthony Fitness.